Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the premiere episode of the Far East Fash Report, bringing you all the fashy news from Asia. Our top story tonight is from South Korea. In conservative South Korea, a new generation of women is shunning or indefinitely delaying marriage in favor of advanced academic degrees and high paying jobs. But there's one element of the wedding ritual they're not willing to forego, even though they remain single: the extravagant photo shoot. The time honored tradition, usually done before the wedding, typically costs a couple anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. But single bridal shoots are being offered at a discount. $500 can capture that moment in a bridal gown and freeze it forever. You don't even have to get married. Okay, so this time honored tradition is being tossed aside for an empty expression of female vanity. Nice work, ladies. Our second story comes from Thailand. A new Thai beauty ad claiming white skin is the key to success has unleashed a storm of criticism in Thailand, where some people complain the ad perpetuates damaging, even racist ideas. The horror. Just being white, you will win, says Chris Horwang, a smiling, pale-skinned actress, in the 50-second spot by Soul Secret, a Thai beauty company. It should be explained here that when the Thai describe a person as white or black, they do not mean European or African. Instead, they are referring to light and dark-skinned Thai. It should also be explained that white liberals who are upset with this ad cannot imagine a world in which they are not the center of everything. Nor does it ever occur to them that non-Europeans might be capable of creating their own aesthetic standards. Yep. Our third story, also in Thailand. Tourism now accounts for a meager 10% of GDP. The government is planning on increasing this in various infrastructural renovations. Foreign tourist arrivals reached just under 30 million in 2015. In 2016, the number of tourists is expected to hit 33 million. Now, please bear in mind, Thailand is in the middle of a police state. It is still a very desirable tourist destination. They rejected democracy and they're still doing very well. Okay, moving on. Having said that, immigration officials have increased checks of tourists arriving at several border points, demanding details on their trips here. Demanding. This closer scrutiny and inspection is part of the measures launched by immigration police to weed out foreign criminals. As I mentioned, a police state. Still doesn't sound so bad. Cutting down on foreign criminals? Sounds good to me. Our next story comes from Bangladesh. A secular atheist blogger who used the pen name Niloy Neal was hacked to death with machetes after a gang broke into his apartment in the Bangladeshi capital Dhaka. He is the fourth secular blogger to have been killed in Bangladesh since 2015, early 2016. Muslims. I hear Bangladesh is lovely this time of year. Next story, moving to Cambodia. Cambodian motorbike drivers will no longer need to pass an exam to obtain a license if the Prime Minister has anything to say about it. Hun Sen yesterday called for the elimination of exams, citing the ease of motorbike usage. I'm sure the roads of Phnom Penh will be much safer after that. Great idea. Our next story, also in Cambodia. In Phnom Penh, days after a couple of pupils were nabbed for taking a gun into class, 5 schoolboys were arrested for fighting each other with samurai swords on the streets of Phnom Penh's Rusikeo district on Monday. 4 of the sword-wielding teens were aged 17 and the other 16. Samurai swords. How honorable. Maybe there is hope for the youth of today. Turning to Japan. An announcer of public broadcaster NHK was arrested Sunday for allegedly possessing so-called dangerous drugs in violation of the law governing medicinal chemicals, the Health Ministry's Drug Control Division said Monday. Huh. An announcer for public television was arrested for drugs. Wow. Paid for by viewers like you. Next up, also in Japan, a Japanese government agency is suggesting a number of changes to maps being produced for foreigners in the upcoming fiscal year. One symbol was found to have extremely different connotations for Japanese and foreign map users. The manji. The manji clearly indicates a Buddhist temple, but to many Westerners who don't have much occasion to come into contact with Asian religions, the first thing they'll think of when seeing a manji is the swastika used by Germany. These are some very dumb foreign tourists. In the manji's defense, the symbol had been used as a religious icon for centuries before the Nazis used it. Also in Japan and much of Buddhist Asian countries, the manji is always drawn with its prongs turning counterclockwise, as opposed to the Nazi swastika's clockwise twists. Yeah, you got to be pretty dumb to mix those two up anyway. So, is this really worth the expense? Have any foreigners actually complained about the Buddhist symbol? Ugh. And our last story, rounding up the evening's news, in Japan again. The Unburetta, a play on the words underpants and umbrella, has been produced by the Million Girls Project, a group of designers who aim to send out wacky products into the world to promote the theme of crazy Japan. The top of the umbrella features the face of a female anime character, while the underside allows the owner to get a naughty glimpse of the girl's panties. The products come with warnings that the umbrella will cause extreme embarrassment for the user, and that the owner uses the item in public at their own risk. Embarrassment for the user. How about the user's parents? You proud of this one? Wow. All that Japanese creativity and engineering has led us to this. Upskirt umbrellas. Nice one, Nippon. And with that, the first report of Far East Fash Report comes to a close. Come back next time for more weird and wonderful news and wild news from the Far East. Thanks for listening, guys.